Folks, how you doing? Well, I know I'm going to get probably some controversial comments, most likely, but it is kind of true that chivalry. I'm not sure. I think it's dying. Could it be brought back? Of course, but I think ultra left wing feminism did kill it off. And we can rejuvenate it, but there's some fixes that have got to be done along the way. So let's look at this. Chivalry is dead and feminism killed it. Woman asks why men won't give up their seats on the subway. So let's take a look at this. Um, so this girl apparently is mad that chivalry is in fact dead. What happened to the days men offered women their seats? Well, we'll discuss that.
Because nobody admits anything they've done! None of you want to touch me, girl! None of you want to touch!
Okay, that's a crazy loud video. Um, but I don't know. Does that kind of sum up this crazy third, fourth wing feminism? I don't even know what we're on. But that kind of sums it up. That screaming in the background, I could do without it. Don't know about you, but it's it's Marxism. It's the same grift as any other grievance politics cause right now, which is simply to view every single person around you through the lens of the oppressor versus the oppressed, where you would be the oppressed one, the victim, and everybody else is the oppressor or the bully. But what we're getting instead is a bunch of what they call cry bullies now, which are people who claim to be victims. They'll cry and point fingers and all this stuff as if they're the victim. But really, in the end, they are the bullies. They're just putting a thin veneer of victimization on top of their ability to cause people grief and treat everybody around them like garbage. That's what it is. So that's why I've lost. It's hard to fall into these traps when somebody calls himself a victim. And I think you take away your own power. And when you call yourself a victim, I think if you have common sense, you probably realize that. I don't know. But so they say here, why don't they give up seats? Why are these men not giving up their seats? Because some feminist would scream at them about being an oppressor, as I said, plaster their face on social media, and generally ruin their life. That's why. John Hawkins claims, says here, I still stand rather than leave a woman standing. But I get why other men don't. If you're just as likely to be mocked as a chump by guys or a sexist by a woman, as thanks for giving up your seat, it's not a surprise most men won't bother. Okay, so it has come full circle where feminism is biting a lot of these women who adhere to this extreme left-wing feminism. It's come full circle where it's biting them in the ass, where now they're going, if you give up your seat, there are actually people out there who are like, how dare you? You don't think I am empowered enough to figure this out? Like I can't stand up on my own, like I'm weaker. Or you open the door for a woman who may be a feminist screecher, blue whale, skittlehead, and she may be like, that's so offensive. I can't believe you opened the door for me. Like I can't do it myself. So what's the return value on that? The return value is, okay, I'm not going to give up my seat and I probably will stop opening doors. That's what some guys are going to start doing. So when you see these crazy histrionic videos about with this screeching in the background and men sitting in their seats, I don't know. You gotta tone it down. I mean, I don't know. What else am I supposed to say? Tone it down, man. We don't blame them, not in the slightest. Ahimsa says, we offer our seat to pregnant women. Now, You may look pregnant, but how do we know if you're a woman? Oh, man. Oh, this is a very contemporary perspective. Very spot on, though. A fair point. Kentucky Whig Party says they want to be treated like men until they are treated like men. Well, yes. And then they realize maybe it's not all it's cracked up to be. Anything a man can do, a woman can do right. Stand your ass up then, just like a man. If men and women are equal and interchangeable, this is the only logical conclusion one can draw. It's like the old Dave Chappelle joke, chivalry is dead and women killed it. It's funny because it's true. Chivalry imposed obligations on both sexes. Women no longer want to abide by that, so neither are men obligated to do so. Equal rights, equal fight. The struggle is real, ladies. And I'll tell you, there's a few things that just don't help. One is the believe all women movement. That's just a human thing. That's like saying believe all humans. I'm probably not going to. That's probably a good rule of thumb. Don't believe all women, and guess what? Don't believe all men. It's just a rule of thumb with humanity. Should you be nice to your neighbors? Probably that would help. But should you fully 100% trust every stranger that you meet? Probably not. You need a margin of caution that you carry with you as a self-preservation technique. That's not a bad thing. And I will say this on the argument on the side of stereotypes. Stereotypes do exist for a reason. Are stereotypes bad? They can be. Are they good? They can be. They can be. Stereotypes are kind of a quick way for us to compartmentalize how to identify a situation where we need to have caution and we need some self-preservation. Can they be broken down? Sure. But it's kind of an initial reaction with a lot of people. They're self-preservation. And so, like he said here, great meta X, equal rights, equal fight. The struggle is real, ladies, so real. Tacoma says, I recently offered my seat to a lady in her 50s who seemingly lacked balance, and I was met with a very rude refusal. I'm perfectly capable of standing, thanks. Learned my lesson, won't be holding doors or offering up seats anymore. So, somebody says, unless you are handicapped or pregnant, you'll be waiting for empty seats just like the rest of the world. How do you like that equality? So much equality. Women fight for the right to be equal. So when they are treated equally as men, and no one gives up a seat for them, men are the bad guys. Well, yes. Just saying, another example of doublespeak. Yeah, so as I said earlier too, just this thought again, coming back to this thought, that I was getting onto something, sorry about that. Believe all women, that movement that was occurring for a little while there, that's one of those things that will severely change relationships and the dynamics of relationships between men and women, those type of movements. And those are done by agitprop type people. Most people, I think they want to make some sort of effort because we're in this together, and I believe men need women, women need men. Absolutely. We're all humans in this game. And but to have listened to the big agitprop types, bad actors, Gloria Steinem, etc., people like that, they did a lot of freaking damage to society nowadays. They really did with their radical politics. They did a lot of damage. And so here we are. But we're at a place now where you see some of these young women in these videos, I guess they go on TikTok or something, and they complain about having to work 9 to 5 days, 8 hours, and it's barely making enough. The thing is the economy bad? Of course. Did inflation suck? It sucks. But also, it's also been bad in the past too. I mean, it's been severely bad for generations. everybody has struggled at one time or another. Um, Now, there are things that nuances in each generation, but generally, the struggles are very similar throughout generations. They really are. I know there's the divide and conquer types that apply to the Marxism to um, Gen X, Boomers, Gen Z, and try to pit generations against each other. Things like, I think this is stupid. I think it's getting actually quite ridiculous. But there are these women getting on here and they're complaining about these, like, I have to work and I have to do all these things and I have to pay for stuff. And now that I'm out of college, they take this much in taxes out of my paycheck. And there is a pushback actually now from some of these people, some of them, that are going, feminism is messed up. And these are women. These are these young Gen Z types, maybe some Gen Alphas, I guess is what they're called now, the younger generation. But they are actually realizing the full effects of feminism have come full circle, and they're really biting a lot of young people in the ass. Some maybe they deserve it, but I believe a lot of them, they're just born into it, and they're like, dang it. So maybe a good, if you want a cause, because it seems like these kids always want a cause. Here's a good cause: start pushing back on feminism. Start pushing back on that movement, and I would prefer that you start hawking humanism. That would be probably better. But some people are shocked to learn they too have to live by the rules of society. Equality you begged for. We wanted to be treated the same as men, wah, 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 but also treat us super, super special. You can't have it both ways. Chivalry isn't dead. It was replaced by equality. You wanted it to be equal, so we are now equal. That's true. You wanted that straight across the board. That was it. That was just very ambiguous at that point. But now we're getting to equality, and it's a problem now. I thought equality was the goal, Gloria Steinem. But be a strong, independent, and brave woman. Yep, you got this, sister. So you kind of get the point there, folks. I'm going to look at one thing here and see if there's any other choice comments on Clown World on X. So see if there's any other choice. I think some of those comments were actually pretty good because they kind of add to the argument that now that we have full-on equality straight across the board, it seems like it's kind of inconvenient at times. And I'll say maybe that's what you're getting, because I think it ushered in, again, transgenderism in sports. There's your equality. But wait, see, it doesn't work. No, it doesn't. And I see that too. So the equality women fought for. Congrats. Elderly, let's see. Why is she presuming their gender? She doesn't know if they're women. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, okay. J. Rue says, if you get up to offer your seat to somebody, you have to worry about offending them. All like, what do you think? I'm not capable of standing here like everybody else. Same thing with holding the door for somebody. I actually had a woman get irritated with me because I am unable to, because I held the door open for her. It is sad that people are unable to accept a kind gesture nowadays. Don't even try to compliment anybody's appearance. Those days are long gone. And I have a daughter, and she's like, well, and this is a while ago, and she's like, what? She had this boyfriend, nice guy, I guess, and I didn't really know him very well, but he was a pretty decent dude, is from what she said. And she's like, well, he's kind of old fashioned. He like opens the door for you and stuff. And I'm like, that's not old fashioned. That's just what you're supposed to do. But we are in the age of equality now, and I think men are reticent to do these things now. They're going to be fearful, because when you go after men and you go, believe all women, and then some men, now I'm not saying all, some men are being wrongly jailed or wrongly prosecuted for allegations of sexual violations, sexual assault at a party, things like that, or on a date, when they just go with the "we don't need evidence, believe all women," you've basically deconstructed and I would say you have destroyed the foundations of trust between the sexes with that, which was the goal of feminism anyway. So let's see what Fox News is. This is kind of funny. It says here, biggest burn of the century.
Any woman, if she would choose her car over her children, and she'd take the kids any day, whereas I would question a lot of men out there, quite frankly.
Tracy, I can't
There's a
believe
reason
what I
that
just heard
women
you
live
say.
longer, Mark. Let me tell you. It is because we are stronger
Yes.
and we are happier at the end of the day than most men. And that is factual, and you know it.
When men are married to women who scream like you, they just want to die sooner.
Oh,
I mean, Mark,
okay,
any
that
woman-
was fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna leave it on that note. Well, anyway, let me know what you think, folks. Put a like on the video if you like it, and comment below and see what you think. I just thought this was kind of an interesting juxtaposition that I think people are becoming quite aware of. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.